Background check should be an integral of every relationship we form in life. Be it a love relationship, be it marriage, be it job relationship. Background check is one of those integral things that should be at the fore of our minds before we form that relationship with anybody. People come from different backgrounds, people come from different experiences, and that is the reason we need to have those basic information about a certain people before we actually bring them close to us or we draw close to them. It is on this note that we discuss the topic today, background check in a relationship. And I'm not here alone. I have with me a guest that will be on this program to do justice to this particular topic. Welcome to the program, please. Just sit down.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
This is Hot Button. My name is Johnny, and I have with me on the program.
And my name is Adebayo. Thank you for having me, Johnny.
And I'm Chima Promise. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Now, we want to look at this particular topic that a lot of people do not pay attention to, as it were. So, I am persuaded to ask this question. Why is background check important when going into a relationship?
Well, it is important. I'm glad you said why is it important.
Okay.
It's very important because it's, give you a proper understanding of your partner.
Okay.
It lets you know where they are coming from. It lets you know how they do their things. It lets you know where they probably might be taking you to in your journey of life. So that is why it is very important.
Very important. Okay.
Okay. It's very, very important to do a background check before getting into a relationship so that you will be able to know whom that person really is before getting involved into the relationship. And it reveals if you can be able to go ahead with the person, because going is a long journey.
Okay.
So you have to be able to check very well and the character and also his past. What is he like? What are his past? What are those things that you can be able to adapt if you get involved into the relationship? So I think it's very, very important, and it's very, very necessary for young youths to do a background, a proper, not just a background check, but a proper check before getting into any relationship.
Into the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. So how should that background check be carried out effectively if this information are so important to us?
Well, personally, I think there's no rule to how it should be carried out. But personally, I will involve my parents because I believe I can trust them to know what is best for me, coming from their experience in marriage. So I will involve them because they know what exactly to look out for when it comes to doing the background check.
So if you want to have a relationship and you want to do a background check of someone you want to date, you get your parents involved from the beginning?
No, from the beginning I do the work from the beginning.
Okay.
I do the work from the beginning. I do the little I can do, but it wouldn't, whatever it is I try to do on my own would not be as intensive as what they will do.
So when your parents begin to do that background check, it means you are almost a step into marriage.
Into marriage, yes, of course.
Okay, so what if the person you want to get into the relationship is very far away from you? So how can your parents do the check?
They have their
How can they be able to do the check?
They have their, I believe that's why I am trying to involve them, because I believe considering distance and all of that. I mean, we are in a world where everyone is connected, especially via
our parents
technologies.
Are not that connected as we are.
Well, like I said, personally, I will let my parents know because I know my parents are well connected as I am.
And they could, give you the information.
They could give me the information. I will give them the lead.
Okay.
Not that I will just push them into it. I will give them the lead of how they can get whatever information. It will be on them to know what information they need to get.
And don't you think that would scare the girl a little bit?
Well, like when we started this program, rather, we say something about the importance of background check. I won't be the only one doing the background check on mine. She will be doing it on me as well.
Great, you just spoke well. Okay, let's hear from you. How should the background check be carried out? If you were to do a background check on someone you're interested in, someone who wants to date you, how would you do a background check?
Well, first of all, I will ask the person one-on-one.
Okay, one-on-one question. You ask
Yes,
the person.
one-on-one question. I will ask the person. Then if I'm not okay, like if I'm not satisfied with the answers I got from the person, if I know one or two friends of his or hers, I will ask them indirectly.
Indirectly.
Yes. Not only that, I can also go to maybe like a social media. If the person uses his real name, not a false name. Because sometimes some people find it difficult to use their real name, yes, on a social media. So I can also use that and check like the state and where the person resides and other necessary information that I need to get from the person. So
because the world is not that safe anymore, so we just have to have this basic information about people before we actually develop serious relationships with them.
Yes.
Okay, now does asking my partner about his past or her past relationship show that I am doing a background check?
Yes, it really shows. Because a person that has a child, for example, and his or her past relationship, without doing the background check, you won't know. There are some persons that are so secretive that they won't tell you.
Exactly.
Yes. So it's very, very necessary before you get into it to ask the person how was your past relationship, and from there, if you are very wise enough, you will be able to learn, yes, what really happened when you guys were together. Then you will know the good and the bad one, and if you will be able to adapt, because the person might tell you all the sweet, the bad things that the opposite did. Yes, he won't tell you, I was wrong.
Okay.
I was wrong. He won't tell you that to impress you, to get your attention. He will tell you those bad sides. So as somebody that has sense enough, and if you are that close to the person in quotes,
that he was in a relationship,
yes, you might indirectly ask the person.
So you will go and ask the person's ex.
Yes.
She said indirectly.
Indirectly. Yes. The person might not be aware.
Okay.
Like you are doing a background check. Indirectly.
So you have to ask the person, when you were with this person,
yeah, what really happened?
Yeah, what happened? Why did you guys break up?
Yes, to hear from the both sides. Now when you get the information from the both sides, you will be able to can be able to do the judgments here and know what really happened and how to get involved.
Okay, Bayo, let me hear from you.
Well, firstly, I feel questions like this, like, you asking me about some things, shows me what your intentions are towards the relationship.
Asking you about your past relationship.
There are some questions a lady I am in a relationship with would ask me that will give me an hint of where she wants that relationship to go. So if I really don't have anything to hide, if I have not done anything bad in the past, I mean, we are not perfect.
Exactly.
But if I have not done anything I wouldn't want her to know, I think I should be glad. I should be happy she's asking those questions. Okay. Because I personally, that's what I will expect my partner to feel. If I'm asking you about your past, you should be glad I'm doing it. Because if I'm not asking you, I'm a guy. If I'm not asking you those kind of questions that are a bit personal, then I know what I'm doing.
But some people just feel like, come on, man, whatever I did in the past
that was in the past.
Why do you still want to go into my relationship of the past and know things about it? We are here. Let's just be here.
Yeah. 3 things constitute a man, or however it's put: the soul, the spirit, and the body. That's how I see human life as well: the past, the present, and the future. If you are telling me that your past doesn't matter, come on. I don't think you have a future.
You don't
because
want to share in that future.
I'm not
to
sure.
share in your future, I must know your past.
Because your past will determine what your future will look like.
Okay.
Telling me that your past doesn't matter in a relationship, I will not take that.
That's a no-no.
That's a
Wow.
that's a deal breaker for me.
I think it's very, very necessary to ask before getting into, because someone that, as I said earlier, someone that has a child or someone that got married before and you didn't ask what really happened. Like, you won't know. You will just be clueless of what's happened, and the person might not really tells you, look at what happened, I have a child. Now, how come, what happens when you hear it outside? Because how you hear it outside might be very different from what he will tell you. No, that's why it's very, very important for you to tell your partner or whoever you want to get into the relationship your past.
So we are
so that it will be,
so you
it
don't
will
have
be
you
well.
agree with
so
me.
you don't have a, I think it's the same
agree
thing
with me,
basically.
yeah.
So you don't have a problem if you get into a relationship with a guy and then he begins to ask you, okay, so since you started dating, how many people have you dated? What happened that you broke up with the first one, the second one,
Yeah.
it depends on how many people you've been with. So that question is okay to answer?
Well, I think it's okay to answer because there is nothing there to hide.
There should be nothing to hide. Everybody should
so
be
that
open.
If you see the person out there, maybe, okay, let's say, for instance, you're with your partner, the current partner, and you saw your ex out there.
And you have not said something about
and you have not said something.
So it could be a problem.
It will cause a problem. Like, it can even break the relationship.
You know, another reason why questions like that need to be asked, from my own personal experience, I once dated a lady that liked me to tell her the truth, no matter how bad the truth is. And she also wants me to tell her everything about myself. When we're having a dispute, she wants me to cool down and not be all over her at that point.
Okay.
But things went sideways. We parted, and I met another person that our own way of life is totally different from the other one. So if I am coming with the policy of the other person to this relationship, it will be all wrong. She wants me to treat this issue as it is on the spot. But if I believe because my ex said this is how she wants it done, that's how it should be done generally, then I will be making a mistake in my present relationship. So this is one of the reasons why background check questions like that, personal questions should be asked. In relationship. Okay.
Now, is it okay to pry into the privacy of our partners in the name of running a background check? Maybe she keeps her phone, or she kept her diary somewhere, and then you go pick the diary and you start reading so that you can have information about the things she's been storing. Or you go to her phone, see who she's talking to know if she's actually talking to someone from the past or something. Could we refer to that as background check?
Honestly speaking, I am from a school of thought that believes privacy is nothing that should be considered when you are in a relationship with anyone.
So privacy should not be considered.
It should not. I don't consider. I don't consider privacy. Okay. Personally, in my relationship, if you are telling me not to check your phone or your diary, then you must have something you don't want me to see. Then there should be I believe there should be nothing you should not want me to see. Because if you're at the end of the day, to come back to me, if we are really in a relationship.
If you marry.
And
so if
the
there
same
should
way
be no
goes
privacy in marriage, there should not also be
privacy.
So people still believe there should be privacy in marriage.
Yes.
Like, I have my space. There has to be that space for me. There are some things I just want to keep within myself.
It may be a bit different with relationship and marriage. There may be some very thin line when it comes to relationship. But as soon as it gets to marriage, there's no line anymore. We cut that line. The day we say yes, we agree to be one. Once you start keeping something, no matter how trivial you think that thing might be, once you start keeping something, you are giving your partner the reason to doubt you if they find out.
Like, privacy in a relationship shows respect. It's very good to respect each other's boundaries.
Wow.
Yes. Like, your partner,
I think boundaries are different from privacy. So,
like, your partner want to be alone for that moment. Allow him. Allow him for that. Now, in the aspect of checking his mailbox or his message box, I don't think there is any need of going there. Like, personally, I won't. Do you know why? Because I trust the person. If there is no trust, I won't be able to go into the person's mailbox or the XMX or the many social profile of the person. No. So I think trust is the main thing there.
So you have a problem if the person you're in a relationship with goes to your phone and opens it to look for things.
I don't have any problem.
Or go to your diary.
I don't have any problem with that.
okay.
But do you think he should respect it, or it's okay for him to check?
It's okay for him to check.
Thank you very much.
In that way. Now, in other way, like, you want to be alone. Like, we are different. There are some times in life that we need to just be on our own. Like, for that moment, your mood is just not to talk to anybody for that moment. Not that there is something wrong, but you want a privacy, like your own. You want to stay alone. Maybe you want to meditate or some kind of.
Well,
there is another aspect of privacy. You understand? Now, you need that. Like, you don't want any distraction. You know, they don't want any disturbance.
I agree
want
with you
to
on
be
that,
on
but
your own.
at the end of the day, you still have to tell me why you want to be alone.
Yes, I will tell
But I will
you.
respect that.
So
Yes,
there
you
should be
just
no
respect
form
that.
of privacy when people are dating.
There should be no privacy.
Okay, now what are the dangers of not carrying out a background check?
Wow.
You know, the very little things that we do not expect would break a marriage or a relationship.
Yeah.
Are doing it just because proper background check are
Will not carried out.
So it's very dangerous to the person's mental health, to the person's family, even to the person's life.
So what are those dangers that abound? Yeah, we know it's dangerous. What are those things that abound that can cause either a problem or a harm to the relationship or marriage?
The state of that your partner's mental health could come a long way in destroying the relationship, in destroying the marriage, and destroying their life as an individual.
So if what you're trying to say is that there are some people that will have some maybe family line of mental problem or
not even that. Let's take for instance someone that comes from an abusive home will tend to be abusive.
Okay. So you need to
I'm
know.
not certain, but tend to be abusive.
Yeah.
You need to know all those things. If someone has been personally abused before, let's take for instance sexual abuse. It's common among ladies being the victim. If you don't get to know things like that, it will affect your marriage because you know we've seen movies where everything will be okay. You think this is the perfect person. You would not know the person has probably been abused. Sexually before in their past life. You get into marriage, the person is scared of having intimacy with you because that thing reminds her
of the past.
But you wouldn't know. She wouldn't tell you. Probably she thinks you wouldn't understand because other people didn't understand or because everyone thinks it's our fault.
Okay.
If you don't know that, you think perhaps she doesn't like you.
She's avoiding you.
She's avoiding you. She doesn't respect you. She doesn't want to keep a part of the vows taken, and it will just crash the marriage. So those are the things. Those are not doing proper background check.
Okay, so tell me one or two dangers that abound when you do not do a proper background check.
Wow, one of the dangers, I think, one should be lie.
Lie.
Yes.
Okay, you could discover that someone has been lying all
Has
along.
been lying all this while. Now, another one is cheating. If the person cheats, like the person hang out with different women, the person might come to you and be telling you sweet, sweet things. You know, women, we are carried away with what we hear. I will do this, I will do that. But at the same time, when he goes out, he has other women out there. Now, if you didn't you didn't carry out any background check before getting into it, when you are fully involved in the marriage, you now discover that your partner really cheats. He lies. He might lie of his age. He might lie of his job, his status, and so on. He might be lying to you. Maybe his financial capability, he is not that stable, and his employment is nowhere exactly he's working. That's why it's very good if he tells you, I work in so place. You do what? You search it. Thank God technology have made it available for us to, you can type and search in whatever you want to search, and it appears and you will know. So you search. If the person tells you he or she is living maybe around an area, you can just take a day, unknowing to him, just go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another one is, health background.
Health background.
Yes, it's very important. You know,
I
know the awareness is much now that people are actually getting into it, but there are still some people that get carried away by the paparazzi of being in a relationship, or even some would, even because of their age, they think they are getting too old. They don't even want to know who that person is. You don't know if that person has a case of mental disorder, illness in their family,
epilepsy,
things like that. Even your blood group, your genotype, your resource factor, all those medical terms, and it's very essential that everyone does a background check, a proper background check before getting into marriage.
At the end of the day, these are things that when most people discover, they want to run away from.
Yes.
You know, someone could have a particular kind of ailment that you do not want to associate with, you do not want your children to associate with, and then you didn't know. Getting into that relationship or marriage, you just want to run away, and you're ready in it. Now, what does one okay, I think well, from what you have mentioned, I think it seems like we've answered the next question. The things you're looking at when you're doing the background check, what am I looking for? Do I want to know if the family is stable? Do I want to know if the, what exactly, as I'm doing this background check, what am I looking for?
I personally, what I would be looking for majorly on to know more about my partner, where did she school, what type of friend does she keep, what type of job does she do, what has happened in her life before. But when it comes to doing a proper background check that I said earlier that I would love to involve my parents, it will go a long way back to a family line. To know, is her grandmother a good person? Is her grandfather a good person? Does her great grandfather have, because even the Bible says that I'm a jealous God, I will ask for the sins, something like that, to be sure that my
there is no
unborn child will not be
inheriting
a curse from the past.
Okay.
So those are the things I will be looking
Well,
at
in that aspect, you won't get the answers that you need.
I will get close to what I want, if not all.
Okay.
Well, they might not be able to tell you everything.
Well, like I said, I will get close to what I want.
Because there are things that are under, like there are things that are hidden that even their parents might not be aware, but indirectly it might be affecting them.
But at the end of the day, when these things comes out, at the end of the day, when these things come out, I would not have to blame myself for not doing a background check.
For not doing
I
it.
would
At
know
least
that
you
I
did
tried.
your best.
Yes.
I just didn't know. So
I
wouldn't have myself to be blamed for that.
That's fair enough. I think with what we've said so far, it's very important and so obvious that doing a background check
Yes.
is very, very important.
Very important.
But let us try to keep that background check in a very, very sane way. Let's not overdo it to look like we are under, like people are under investigation.
Yes,
You know, there is a way you could look like you have crossed the line for someone.
Yeah,
you
right.
mean you went to my village to sit with my uncles and ask questions about my grandparents? That is way too much.
Yeah,
So we
yes,
could
you're right.
do the investigation in a very nice way, with respect and order.
Yes.
So it
you're
doesn't
right.
look like we are going way over the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys, for being
Thank
on
you
the
very
program.
much,
Thank you
Joy.
very
Doing
much.
justice
It's
to
been an
this,
honor.
and I'm
Thank you
happy
very
to
much.
have you guys here.
Thank you.
There
very
you
much.
have it. This is where we draw the curtain for today. We hope you join us on another episode when we come your way again. Bye for now.
Last collab